Welcome to my channel, the Science Academy. I am Naran Chandra Mozumdar, lecturer, Department of Physics, Rajputara Model College, Uttara, Dhaka 1230. Stay safe, stay home. Today I am going to deliver my lecture about on physics of class 10, chapter 13, modern physics and electronics. So today's learning outcomes, you will be able to tell half-life on of a radioactive atom, and you will be able to solve mathematical problems on radioactivity. You can also describe the use of radioactivity. So first of all, what is called radio half-life? So in the case of radioactivity, I have described in my previous class about radioactivity. So in the case of radioactivity, the time in which half of the nucleus disintegrates or radiates is known as half-life. Therefore, the more the radioactivity of an element, the less its half-life is. The half-life of a stable nucleus having no radioactivity can be considered to be infinity. That means if the radioactivity, if half-life is more, then the radioactivity of that element is less. It will be disintegrated less amount. And if the half-life is less, it will be disintegrated or it can be broken very fast. That is the meaning of the half-life. So think that uh, think that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. There is 10 atoms, and the atoms, it is the radioactive atoms, radioactive elements, and it will be broken. It will also break. It breaks. But how much time needed to break half of the elements? That is the five atoms remain. Five atoms remain five atoms. Think that after 100 days, 100 days, five atoms remain. That means the half-life of this element is 100 days. Half-life of this element is 100 days, because after 100 days, half of the element remain unchanged. That is the meaning of the half-life. So now another example here is given for you. Think that there is the 100%, 100%. This is the 100%, and it is 100%. That is the thing that 10 gram, and it breaks after some days. After how many days from this one half? That means one half life is 500 5,730 years. It is the half life. That means after this amount of years, half of the element remain unchanged, or half of the elements will be broken. That is the meaning of the half life. So this is the one half life. So after one half life, it remain 5 gram. That means after how many years? That is the 5,730 years. after 5730 years, it will be there remain only 5 gram of carbon 14. So, and another second half life, that means from 5 gram to reduce to 2.5 gram, you need also another 5730 years. That is the half life. And another, to break the half of the amount, it need also 5730 years. That is the graphical representation of the uh, carbon 14 uh, isotope. That is the graphical representation. Okay, my dear students, now mathematical problems on half-life. The half-life of a radioactive element of 1 kg, that is the initial amount. 1 kg is 100 years. That means after 100 years, there remain zero point 0.5 kg of the element. And what will be its mass after 200 years? That is the mathematical problem. So 1 kg, initial amount of 1 kg. So after 100 years, remain half of 1 kg, that is 0.5 kg. Okay, then after another 100 years, or 100 years, remain half of zero point 0.5, that is 0.25 kg. So this 100 years, and after another 100 years, that means after 200 years, remain 0.25 kg. That is the result of this mathematical problem. Okay, now another mathematical problem, math 2. So half-life of an radioactive element is 82 days. That means after 82 days, half of the elements will be disintegrated, or half of the radioactive element will be broken. So after how many times 50% of the element will remain unchanged? The 50% means half of the elements. That is, answer is given here. Answer is given here. So answer is after 82 days, 50% will remain unchanged. Okay, another, you can also solve this mathematical problem using this formula, n equal to n naught e to the power minus lambda t. So here n naught is the initial amount of element, and n is the present amount of so here n is equal to 50% of n naught. That is n by n naught equal to 50 divided by 100. So, and also here n by n naught equal to e to the power minus lambda t. So there lambda equal to 0.693 divided by t half. T half means 0.693 divided by 82 days. So if you input this lambda here, and if you input this value here, you will get the value of t. Okay, now I'll discuss about the uses of radioactivity. There are many different uses of radioactivity. If a small amount of radioactive sample is inserted into the body, information about the body can be detected by observing the movement of the radioactive sample from outside the body. Generally, those radioactivity samples have a very low half-life. It may be a very few minutes. Thus, the radioactivity of the samples will be finished within 1 hour. So, one of the uses in medical science, one of the uses in medical science, that is the uh, information from inside the body we can get from outside the body. So, another example, another important use of radioactivity is the determination of age of ancient fossils. In our body, there is huge amount of carbon in which a definite amount of carbon 14, that is the carbon 14 is present. When an animal dies, no more carbon 14 can enter the body further. The amount of carbon is deposited before it gets less due to the half-life. Thus, knowing the amount of carbon 14 that would have normally been present initially, and by calculating the amount which is decayed, age can be determined accurately by using the equation n equal to n naught e to the power minus lambda t. So t can be determined from the by calculating the amount of carbon 14 isotopes. So uses another uses of radioactivity. The radioactive element can cause harm to the cells of the body. So different types of cautions are taken. Radioactivity is used to destroy harmful cells within the body. That's why for the treatment of cancer, radioactive elements are used to destroy the cancer cell. To destroy the cancer cell, radioactivity used here. Radioactivity is also used to make the equipment germ free, and also detecting the presence of smoke and determining the amount of different minerals. In the minerals, we can use the radioactivity. So that is the uses of radioactivity. Now I want to tell about the cautions about radioactivity. A high radioactive dose can cause many problems in our body. When research started about radioactivity, the scientists did not know the bad effects of radioactivity. As a result, scientists were attacked with many diseases as they came close contact with the radioactivity. Due to working for a long time with radioactive elements, Marie Curie suffered from leukemia and died also. Marie Curie, Marie Curie and Pierre Curie also the, had a great contribution about radioactivity. Radioactivity decreases immunity against disease, preventing capability of human, and even physical disabled children are born inherently. We do not usually face radioactivity often in our daily life due to new. So this is the danger sign, radioactive materials. So you should be careful about the sign. Radioactive materials are used very carefully because they are very dangerous. So when you see the symbol, please be careful because there is radioactive materials. So you should avoid the place. Cautions about radioactivity. Technology in the world. Many people have started to face the bad effects of radioactivity. The nuclear reactions in nuclear power plant produce serious radioactivity. Many radioactive wastes have high half-life and can remain radioactive for lakhs of years. There are even incidents of radioactive wastes being sprayed into the surroundings due to the accidents in nuclear power plants. Many people faced radioactivity in the instant of accident of submarine run by nuclear energy. The most devastating event took place in Hiroshima and Nagasaki due to nuclear bombs. Many people are exposed to radioactivity. So many researchers have been started becoming concerned about radioactivity, and the determination of the safe limit of radioactivity is also started. General people are now being warned about the effects of radioactivity. So now I want to evaluate you. Now, what is called the half-life of radioactive element, and what are the uses of radioactivity? Now it is your homework, write the uses of radioactivity. So thank you so much, my dear students.